Hi everybody, this is Bob from Buckeye Sports Center. Today I'm excited to talk to you about a brand new Lund model for 2022, the 2075 Fisherman. The Fisherman name has been in the Lund line for many years. They have not had a Fisherman model with that name designator. I think about 10 years ago they moved it on to other things. They came out, they had the Tyee as kind of a more premium, but the Fisherman's back, and we're really excited about it because it gives the Lund customer an option for kind of a big, burly, heavy-duty, deep boat, but not at the quite premium price points you're going to find with like the Baron and the Tyee. So let's take a look at what the Fisherman has to offer. First thing we're going to notice with the Fisherman is just as you stand next to it on the trailer, is just the high freeboard depth. So Lund and a lot of their models, particularly like the Pro V models and Impact models, they're going to have a slightly lower freeboard to give a little bit additional fishability, more access to fish. The Fisherman and like the Tyee models are going to be a little bit higher, so you'll feel a little bit more deeper on the inside. Really the ride quality is pretty much the same. It's just more the preference if you like to have that deep, big feel inside the boat, or if you want a little bit better, lower profile, a little bit more access to the water. The Fisherman's definitely more on the deep side of the Lund lineup. In addition to that, the Fisherman's going to come with the Lund IPS hull construction. So as you see when we move to the bow, we have a nice deep, super deep V in the front, and then just like all the Lund models with the IPS hull, it will taper back and become a little bit flatter as we move to the transom. So as we move to the transom of the boat, we kind of talked about how the boat did taper off. Now this boat still is a little bit deeper than some of the Lund models, but you see a nice reverse chine here, but in general a much flatter V. And what that's going to do for you in all the Lund boats is it creates a very stable platform side to side, so that if you're trolling or you're fishing, you're not going to see a lot of wobbliness side to side. You've got the nice deep V in the front to cut through the waves, and then with the reverse chime and the way this is set up, a very stable platform to do your fishing or your trolling off of. This particular boat is going to be used by a lot of guys who do a lot of trolling because of the huge cockpit and the layout of the boat. As we move inside the 2075 Fisherman, the first thing you're going to notice is just how massive the cockpit is, how much space is in here. Really you're comparing this to a lot of 23 and 24 foot boats. And Lund accomplishes this with two things. Number one, your windshield placement's a little bit more forward on this boat to open up the cockpit. And then this transom area, rather than having a big platform or deck, you kind of have these two little jump seats, which are pretty convenient, pretty simple and easy to use. It's a very simple design. If you aren't going to be sitting in them and you're trolling and you want to fish, you just flip it up. You've got this extra cockpit space and area to fish out of. You've got little footwells so your feet have a place to go instead of just going into the side of the boat or the transom of the boat. So again, just a really nice fish design. Also do have a nice big live well with a divider back here. Your primary live well on the boat, just really big, so if you get a bigger fish, you can put it in there. But overall, what you're going to find with this boat is a very kind of utilitarian style. Not a ton of the luxury type features you're going to see from like a Baron or a Tyee, but more of a simple kind of utilitarian, kind of a hardcore fishing boat, which is why it's called the Fisherman. So Lund has done a good job on this model. Even though we're trying to maximize the cockpit space, they do have a decent amount of storage. If you compare this to like the old Sport Angler model, the Sport Angler definitely has quite a bit less storage than this boat does. But we see on either side of the gunnels, we've got two nice storage compartments. This could be used for longer rods in the side there. But it's nice that it's got an actual compartment there as opposed to just an opening. We see that on the port and the starboard side. And then additional areas for rod storage or other storage we see in the floor. And right now we actually have all the curtains for the canvas set. This boat, the way we equip it, we've equipped it with the full canvas set. So back side curtains, bow cover, that's all the canvas pieces. But you also see, I believe there's a position for 10 rods into that lower level in-floor storage. And then as you move into your traditional rod storage in the center of the boat here, again, we've got actually, I think, the boat shipping covers set up in here, but an additional area for several other rods that can be pushed through there. And, two gas assist shocks, everything's really heavy duty, water management system on here, so really a well-designed boat. We have two large compartments in the bow area, and then on either side of the console, we've got actually a nice cubby storage with a little curtain, where there's additional storage for batteries or other things down in there. Lund's always known for a big glove box. No separator here. Just a huge glove box area to dump all your stuff. So storage is a nice thing about this 2075 Fisherman. We move over to the dash area. This particular boat we did upgrade to the Pro Ride seats with air ride, so it's got Lund's kind of premium seat configuration. Plenty of space for a nice big graft unit. Really nice, heavy, comfortable steering wheel with a tilt mechanism to it. This boat's equipped with a stereo as well. But a nice placement where my eyes and my level are going to be below the windshield line, so a good visibility. We kind of have this coffin corner cutout rather than having just a normal cutout there. That it actually is a really good space utilization here, so it makes it easier to exit the boat, like you see in a lot of Lund models. And we've got the dual throttle lever adjustment, so we've got one for the big motor and then the smaller motors behind it. So we do have a full kicker set up for the 15, and it's all easy to get to. So really good space utilization here on the 2075 Fisherman. So the bow area, as we discussed earlier, this is going to be, even though we do limit the size of the bow on this boat, it is a usable, fishable bow. So we do have enough space if you do some inland lake fishing or anything like that. You do have plenty of space up here to fish, but we really wanted to maximize the cockpit on this 2075 Fisherman. This model is also available in an 1875, which will be very similar bow and transom configuration, just a little bit smaller cockpit area in the 1875. That one's typically going to be equipped with 150 horsepower, whereas this one's going to typically be equipped with a 200 horsepower. So there's two different sizes in the Fisherman line. So hopefully they're going to be a tough model to get. So if you find one at your local dealer or here at Buckeye, get one as soon as you can, because they are going to be a hard model to get. Thanks for joining us. For more information, to view our inventory, visit our website, buckeyesportscenter.com, or our YouTube page. If you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube page. We've got videos like this from Lund and 14 other brands that we post on there. So thanks again for watching.